You're listening to Miss Opinionated. Real life, real perspective, and unapologetic truth. I'm your host, Divine Priestess. Let's get into it. So hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Miss Opinionated. I am your host, Divine Priestess. We're going to touch on a lot of different topics, but they're all going to intersect. Before I get into the topics of the day, I need you guys to subscribe to this podcast. If you have not done so already, please subscribe via Spotify, via podcast, as well as YouTube. I need you to subscribe. While you are subscribing, Apple and Spotify, you can rate this podcast. I need you to rate it. Give it 5 stars. Give it 5 stars. I'm not even about to argue with you, convince you. Give it 5 stars. You listening? Give it 5 stars. After you give it 5 stars, I need you to go ahead and share this podcast with somebody. Okay? Sharing is caring. I know a lot of y'all like to try to keep me as a secret. You want to keep me only as yours, but I need you to share. Okay? You want more episodes? You want more things? I need you to share. Okay? Thank you. So, soft life versus survival mode. We're going to get into my experience. I have been breaking out of survival mode, and that has been a challenge. And working on breaking out of survival mode has actually been quite stressful. A lot of people, when they touch on, oh, you need to get survival mode, you need to get out of it. You know, everything. I'm not a big fan of saying it's easier said than done, because everything really can be as simple. It's all in the mind. But, breaking out of survival mode definitely has its challenge, because a lot of times we don't just go cold turkey, right? We slowly transition, okay? Breaking out of survival mode requires a change of routine and a change of habits. So therefore, you have to be quite self-aware. You have to be self-aware of yourself. You have to be self-aware of like your mental, your emotional state, your physical state. And the reason why you need to be aware of that is because breaking out of survival mode ultimately is regulating your nervous system and making you feel safe. When it comes to the soft life, I always tell people, when it comes to things like soft life, luxury, wealth, all those things like that, it is an individual thing. No one has the same idea of what wealth, what the soft life, what luxury looks like. It's different. So you need to know exactly what that is for you. Yes? For me, a soft life is me not working. And this is when I tell people, again, you have to know the person you're talking to. Okay? Because me not working means me not punching the clock. That don't mean I ain't making money. That means I'm not punching the clock to do so, right? That means I am truly 100% my own boss. Okay? That's the soft life. I can wake up whenever I please. I can go do what I want to do when I please. I tell you, we having a meeting at this time, at this place, woo. Okay? That to me is soft life. Survivor mode is me punching the clock. To me, that is punching the clock. I've been saying since I was 6 years old, I'm not meant to work. I knew at 6-year-old I was not meant to work. I was like, I'm going to be a single model actress. And then I also said I was going to be a lawyer and a doctor. And then I said, oh, maybe I should be a judge. But it was like, I knew that working a clock, really like taking orders, taking commands, that was not for me. That's survivor mode. Anything outside of that is real soft. Like when I was a yoga instructor, Very soft. I go in, I teach the class, I leave, I go home, and I go do what I want to do for the rest of the day. Things like that. When I had my store, soft life, having a store, people was like, "Oh, having a store is not easy." For me, it was. It was very soft because again, I was my own boss. It was just like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it when I'm gonna do it. Okay. But anyways, so what does survival mode look like emotionally and physically? Number one, survival mode is gonna wear on you. It is literally stressful to the body. And this is where people, when they think of stress, they think of someone being very frantic. Oh, I need to go do this. I need to go do that. A lot of times that's not what stress looks like. You just very overwhelmed and overstimulated. Yeah, they're cousins. Okay. But being stressed out, that shit is internal. That is internal. It is wearing on your heart. It is showing up in your blood. It can then begin to affect other organs in your body. Stress. And a lot of people that are stressed, they you it's how do I what's the best example that I can get? Some people can relate, like when you look at y'all's moms. I don't know what y'all moms will do, but when you look at some of y'all moms and you see your mom getting home, right? She working all these late shifts. She come home, she's like, "Baby, I just need to sit down for a second. I just need to breathe for a second. Please, can you close my door and give me a minute? I'll be outside." She is stressed. And she's in that survival mode. So yeah, emotionally she is unavailable. And physically she is drained. As well as psychologically tired. Right? That is that is one of the many ways survival mode looks like. Okay? Survival mode isn't you just moving frantically. Oh, I gotta go get this. I need to go get this. I'm about to go do this. I need to go do. Sometimes that can be survival mode, but I see that as more so someone who is really just trying to hurry up and make something shake. Right? With survival mode, you are in that. It's not just, oh, on Thursday I'm freaking out because I need. No, it's like you moving differently, and it's really hard to explain this to someone who ain't never been in it, right? Who ain't never had to be in that. I see a lot of people that will say, "Oh, that like try to put their off in survival." When I'm looking at them like, you sure is having a good goddamn time for someone being in fucking survival mode. That's your survival mode? That's a fucking vacation. you know? Being in survival mode, you are unsafe with slowing down. You always on a move. You always got something going. You always you don't never sit down. And again, that's stress. Because the thought of slowing down, oh shit, I'm not about to be good. I'm not going to be taken care of. Who going to do this? I don't have nobody. Da, 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 da. Like, it's not safe. Right? Because everything, it's living paycheck to paycheck, survival mode. that is a great example. Living paycheck to paycheck is survival mode for damn sure. Even if you, after everything, you probably have $200 left over, you still in survival mode because now that 200 is rolling over for the next month, and possibly to get little things in the house, all these different things, and putting it aside for the just in cases, right? No one should have to fucking live like that. And a lot of people in this world, especially in America, are living in survival mode. And we should not be living in survival mode when All of this shit, all these problems that we have are man-made fucking problems. Man-made fucking problems. We got a housing crisis. That's a man-made problem. Let's look at the people who are in these offices, right? Oh, well, the homeless people, why are they homeless to begin with? And don't sit there and say because of drugs. And even if you do want to put in drugs, what are they dealing with? Emotionally, psychologically. What are they dealing with? They are coping from something. Did they lose their job and was already on the brink of losing everything? So again, man-made fucking problem. People need to be getting paid more. Health insurance should not be the goddamn way it is. I don't care what the fuck you gotta say. The health insurance shit should not be the way that it is. Point blank, period. Oh, I don't want my taxes. Your taxes ain't even doing what the hell it should be doing. Because teachers should not be funding school supplies out of their own pocket when they already don't get paid enough anyways. Them roads, Houston raggedy as hell. Houston is raggedy as hell. So what about the taxes? Because they're also doing tolls too. So again, all this money. What else is happening? The power grid in Texas should not be the way that it is. So again, it's a lot of man-made problems. And these man-made problems is because you got people that are greedy as hell. And them greedy ass people got everyone else in survival mode, but then sitting there complaining about these people being in survival mode, not picking up more hours. And now they're trying to replace the people that they already working to the bone, to the gristle. They're trying to replace them with robots. You see what I'm saying? Again, man-made problems. Okay? Because then people are guilted from getting rest. In America, people are guilted for getting rest because when you look at overseas and how these people are getting treated, they getting maternity leave, they're getting menstruation leave, they're getting holidays, right? They are pushed to take time for themselves, right? We can sit here and talk about, oh well, Americans have a obesity problem, they have an eating problem, they're overweight because they're stressed. A lot of people are stressed eating. And then on top of that, the man-made problem, the man is putting shit in the food. Chemicals. All again, man-made problems. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So let's get out of survival mode. And how do we get out of survival mode? Okay. Because one of the misconceptions when it comes to soft life is that it's being lazy. That people who that want a soft life are lazy. That ain't goddamn true. That's not true. A soft life, stress free. There are people that go to work and enjoy what they do and they are not stressed. Okay. So get that out of your head that because someone says they want a soft life, that they are lazy and they don't want to go to work, they don't want to do anything. People are being robbed of their creativity, they're being robbed of their happiness, they're being robbed of their peace, of their joy. Because it's pushed onto a lot of people that having these creative endeavors does not pay the bills. Which we know that to be completely false. Right? Everyone has their God-given gifts, their God-given talents. And if you let people work the way that they work, things will get done. Right? And when it comes to the soft life in regards to dating, that's another thing. And I feel like this soft life conversation is anti-black. I feel like it's anti-black. I feel like it is anti people of color. Because why is the only people that get to have a soft life European descendants? Why they out here fucking cosplaying struggle? Cosplay, like really cosplaying other people's experiences in life. And if you are European descendant, if the shoe don't fit, don't goddamn put it on. Okay, but I want you to sit here and look at your brethrens and you ask yourself that question. You know? Because I sat here and I would tell people when it came to dating what I wanted. And people were like, oh, that's too much. You're asking for a lot. How am I asking for a lot? That's what I want. That's what I want. The Secret said, if you can think it, if you can imagine it, it already exists. If you can see it in your mind, it already exists. In school, in grade school, if you believe it, you can achieve it. Right? When we look at Nikola Tesla and all these other people and energy and they talk about manifestation. So what are you talking about? Right? Why would God put something in my mind? Why would God put something in my heart and my spirit if that is not something that I can't have? You see what I'm saying? So one of the things I sat here and said, and this is more so an engagement. I was like, when it comes time for me to get engaged, I want my fiance to come outside my window with a mariachi band, and I want dozens and dozens of roses. I want flowers. I want lilies, roses. I want the beautiful bouquets, right? And I want gifts, right? I want all these different things. Hell, put all that inside of a brand new whip for me. Oh, you asking for too much. I'm asking for too much. First off, it's customary in other traditions that they bring a whole bunch of gifts to the soon to be, bride. Bride prices was a thing. It still is a thing in some places. So why can I not have that? Why can I not have a man pour into me the way that I want to be poured into? Oh, what are you gonna do for? I don't have to do a goddamn thing but exist. Hell, I done sat here and poured into these other bastard ass children. These bastard ass men that I done dated. And I ain't get goddamn shit in return. So what the hell you telling me? Like, come on now. That's why we feel like when a lot of people, when black women specifically talk about having a soft life, talk about wanting to relax, wanting to have peace, we goddamn deserve that. We earned that. Our ancestors went through so much so that we wouldn't have to. So why today are we being forced and guilted and shamed for wanting a softer life, for wanting to be out of survival mode and all these things? You know what I'm saying? God damn. You know? And then turn around and sit there and be mad. Let me get my damn charger. And then I know y'all can still hear me. And then turn around and be feeling some type of way. Oh, black women angry. Black women always mad. They always this, they always that. Oh shit. Black women goddamn tired. What the hell? Shit. God damn it. Not only do we go to work, but ugh, we also dealing with, you know, things in the workplace. We dealing with things at home. We're dealing with things in the community, online, media, all this stuff, you know. So I've been seeing a lot of conversation online about, how Black women, we really need to stay out of a lot of things that's happening, right? We Because we done so much, and we always put in the mix of things. We're always the saviors. We're always being disrespected and given crumbs. Okay. So I'm saying to choose peace and rest and ease over living in constant stress. And however that looks, and it don't even have to be the biggest of things, Like I sit here and I've been seeing. There's a TikTok video I was watching. It's a Black woman. She's brushing her teeth and she brushing, going real fast. She sat there and she said, I don't have, she's like, I don't need to be in survival no more. So she started taking her time brushing, right? Because it's that constant rush. We constantly moving on the go, on the go, on the go, you know? And I've gotten in the habit of like, all right, let me slow down. I don't need to walk fast. I sat here and I went out to eat with my godmother, god siblings, and stuff like that. And we went out to eat. And I'm wearing my heels, I'm wearing my dress, got my hair done, all this stuff, and I'm walking. And I sat there and I was like, I'm not lifting heavy. They was like, can you hand me that? I said, that's heavy. I'm not lifting heavy. I'm not picking up nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I said, and then when I get my husband, I'm not doing no heavy nothing. If the word is heavy in it and you want me to deal with it, cancel it. My goddamn menstrual cycle can't even be heavy. I'm not, don't put heavy and me in the same room. I'm not lifting heavy. I'm not dealing with nothing that's heavy. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, I'm not doing nothing heavy. No, I'm relaxing. I done enough. I done worked hard enough. I done seen enough. I am relaxing and I'm giving myself peace. I'm not dealing with anything that's going to stress me out. Because I have to regulate my nervous system and I have to make myself feel okay and safe and also know that I'm taken care of. I remember in a reading, two different priests told me this. First priest was all like, you need to let a man be a man, right? Because I tend to always do the manly work, right? I'm doing everything. I'm giving the orders. I'm doing the heavy lifting. You don't know how to do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm moving all these things. So I'm taking control. I'm taking lead. You just sit there and I'm gonna do the work. Huh? Then I had another one, right? And how did he word it? He worded it in the sense of what I can do in 2 days, a man can do in one. That's what he said. He's like, what I can do in 2 days, a man can do in one. Right? So again, and I know a lot of people don't want to do that gender role stuff. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have that. Cause I done enough. I sat here and I told someone, I said, I don't know who the hell fought. I said it couldn't have been a black woman fighting to goddamn go to work after dealing with slavery for all these goddamn years. It ain't no fucking way. Ain't no goddamn way. And so I know people like, oh, gender roles. Look, man, I don't want to touch a door, a car door, goddamn restaurant door. I don't want to touch no doors. I don't want to lift heavy. I don't want to take the trash out no more. Someone else take the trash out. And matter of fact, in my place, I do got that valet trash service. And that was so weird because at first I was like, damn, that's lazy. You can't even walk to the trash can. But then I got to the point where I'm like, I don't need to walk. I'm paying for this service. Someone chose that. I'm paying for this service. I'm about to use that service. I'm not touching nothing. I'm not doing no heavy lifting, nothing. I want a peace. I want to relax. Even if that me walking to the trash and back is 5 minutes, I got 5 minutes of rest. 5 minutes to close my eyes and meditate. That 5 minutes is about to go to something else. Right? Because the biggest thing when it comes to soft life in survival mode is we also have to know how to receive outside of just only, giving or enduring. The law of reciprocity, right? And that comes with the need of always doing that heavy lifting, right? One thing I used to grow up with, and I still, my family, the older generation is still here, so they'll be like, "Oh, you don't go do that. We're gonna get one of your cousins do it. He gonna go get all them heavy stuff out the car. You sit down somewhere. You want to do something, you can put it away." Right? It's that whole thing, and it's that why, and again, women of color, why are we constantly shamed and guilted by society to, oh, you need to do work. If you don't do work, you're lazy. She can't go get that, she's lazy. But when we look at our counterparts, they not doing none of that. They not unloading their own suitcases. They not doing none of that. Again, so we are being constantly pushed into survival mode and taught that soft life is reserved for a certain type of person, that soft life has to be earned. You got to put in a lot of work. You got to have a lot of money to have that soft life. False. False. Okay. Now that's not to say that men can't have a soft life easy. Their soft life looks different than women. But I'm a woman, so we're gonna sit here and talk about from a woman perspective. We can talk about the man's version of soft life on a later episode. And matter of fact, do I have a pen so I can write that down? It's all right. I'll remember it. Right? Because the thing is, and I've said this before, that peace, that calmness is very unfamiliar when you are used to chaos, right? I have several exes where I'm like, they are so familiar with chaos that when I was giving them peace, they try to fight me for it. It was very strange. It was very unusual. And so us as women, men, we have to break out of that. And it takes time, right? We have to get comfortable with it. Because a lot of times it's the always you have to work in order to be able to get rest. That you cannot that that your rest has to be earned, and that's not true. It is your right, it is your birthright, it is your given right. You know? So why are we romanticizing struggle? And I feel like we for a lot of people they're still in that mental space that is what we are supposed to endure. And that's not what we're supposed to endure. That's probably what's been packaged and rebranded and given to us. But that's not what we're supposed to be enduring. No. Okay? So learn how to receive. If somebody wants to come help you out, let them help you out. Sit down. Sit down somewhere. Right? You don't need to get up. I'm gonna get and I still do that sometimes, like when I deal with my clients in her family's like, oh, let me go take this. I was like, no, I can go put the plate away. Mind you, this not my house. But I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll go put my plate in the sink. You don't have to do it. You can sit down somewhere, right? Because again, it's that whole thing is so weird. It's so strange. Like, hey, because also what I've noticed with people, this is not necessarily my thing, but I noticed this with people when I would always be, giving to them. What you need, you want something, you're trying to buy you. I'm trying to do something nice for your funk ass. I don't need to buy nothing from, I don't need you. I don't need nothing for you. Just being nice. Okay. It's that whole thing of like, we have to start breaking out of that whole thing that just because people want to help us and be there and support us, that they want something out of us. Yeah, sometimes some people do, but again, it's an even exchange, right? Regardless of the fact, it's even exchange nonetheless. Okay. Maybe the exchange is they're doing these things nice for you just so they can have more time to spend with you, right? Again, it can go so many different ways, but nonetheless, we have to get comfortable with the law of reciprocity. Okay. Because we're always in this I'll do it myself as a protection thing. Because can't nobody ever say they did something for me, can't nobody ever take nothing from me. Right? I made it. I got it out the mud myself. Right? We have to break out of that. Because what does that saying say? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, do it together. Right? But then also I sit here and I'm like, I don't have to do things by myself. Especially when it comes to being a mother, having kids. I sit here and I tell people, I want to have kids when I get married, when I have a husband. I done seen what single parenthood looks like, as well as, but also I want a husband that wants to be a father, because I've also seen what a married woman's life is like as a single mother. And yes, there are women that are married, but she is still a single mother in that marriage because it's all put on her. Right? So I see him be like, my husband entering the chat. Oh, a lot of stuff that I'm doing that I'm not doing no more. I got help. Just like there's a lot of things that he probably does right now that he won't have to do when we married because he got help. We are here helping each other. I'm not doing a goddamn thing by myself. I'm not working hard. I'm not stressing. Right? Because I no longer have to. I don't have to. And that's the strange thing of when you constantly in survival mode, is like, I got myself, I got me, I'ma do it, I got this. But it's like you don't have to be. Right? Your friends, your people should be there to help you. You ain't gotta do it by yourself. You're not alone. Right? So you relax, you chill. So again, the regulating your nervous system and breaking out of that hyper independence, it takes time, right? You got to be patient. And you also need to have these conversations with the people in your life too, so the way there can be a game plan so people know what's going on and how to approach things, right? Because we have to get out of the habit of having trouble asking for help and trusting other people. You want to break out of survival mode, you have to begin to start trusting people. You got to trust people. You can't surround yourself with all this stuff, all these people, and you don't trust nobody. You sitting there not only in you survival mode, but you also living in on edge. Dang, I can't find my tissue paper. Right? Because And this is where too, when it comes into play of like why are we romanticizing the struggle, it's also being praised for doing things by yourself. Right? We're always praised for doing things by ourselves. Oh, I did it. I got it off the mud. I'm independent. I'm solo dolo. I ain't had no help. That's why when people I get it when the conversation of like self-made comes into play with celebrities, with people with money, and people like you ain't self-made, you ain't did that. I mean, they got the money because they family had it, cool, but that don't mean that they didn't do the work, and we can't fault people. We can't. It, it's a strange thing to see people be very upset that someone had help. Right? It's very weird that we shame people for having help. Why? Right? Oh, your parents helped you. Ain't that what they're supposed to do? Right? When we see people talk about that, like I really wish my family could have helped me. I really wish that, that I ain't gonna say I wish because at the end of the day, we can't say my life would be better. But, you know, if I lived in a two-parent household, yeah, I would hope that I my family helped me. I would hope they would help me to have success, to help me build success for myself and on my own. Like I would hope that, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's very strange that we look at people that had help and had assistance as like it don't matter. You see? Like since they didn't be bare as the concrete on it, that it's not an achievement. A person can receive all the help in the world. That don't mean they're gonna have success. Right? It don't matter how much money you have. Your money don't equate to overall success. Like especially when it comes to business, right? How many rich people we know that they didn't went bankrupt, their businesses failed, but they have all the money, at their disposal. They don't, right? So if you have help and you have achieved success, that is something that should be applauded. And I think we should stop shaming people for that, right? I'm not trying to. I used to read Rubik. I'm gonna be independent. I'm gonna be independent. Shit, you guys do it long enough. All right, I need some help. I need some help because why am I working so hard? All these resources here, and I'm turning the resources away because of I want to get it out the mud and show that I did it on my own. That's crazy talk, is it not? So take advantage of the grants. Take advantage of the loans if you want to. I'm not no loan person, but take advantage of the loans, right? Take advantage of all the assistance that you can get. Not only just for business, but just in life in general. Take help for that, right? I know people sit here and demonize people having nannies. I know so many people that wish they could have a nanny. So if you got a nanny and you raising your kids with your nannies, good for you. What they say, it takes a village. That's your village. Even if you paying for it, it is what it is. Shit. People got to pay their grandma to babysit some of their kids. So hell, it is what it is, right? Do what makes your life easier. Do what brings you peace and happiness and joy because life is short. Life is short. So don't do it alone. You don't have to. Why the hell? Why are we trying to force people to struggle in life? And the struggle ain't talking about just financially. The struggle is talking about emotionally and mentally, right? Why? Y- y'all gotta learn the difference between interdependence and dependence. All right. And let's just go read off of Google for a second. God damn it. Y'all know I love me Googling some stuff. I love me to Google. All right. So, interdependent relationships are characterized by mutual um reciprocal reliance where individuals maintain autonomy while collaborating for shared success. Dependent relationships involve a one sided reliance where one person depends on the other for needs and validation, often creating unbalanced, unhealthy, or codependent dynamics. I remember I used to tell people everybody that is in your life, you better be getting something out of them because they're getting something out of you, right? You may not like how I say something, but that's okay. you know, but every person in your life serves a purpose. You got to be getting something out of them mentally, emotionally, physically, sometimes financially, right? Because of the law of reciprocity. When there's an imbalance, everything is off. I tell people if I'm in your life, you better be getting something out of it. You better be learning something from me, right? I better be bringing some peace into your life, some type of laughter, joy, something. But also, if you in my life, you got to bring something of value too. Because if not, you taking up space. And having people that's in your face taking up space is also what is keeping you in that survival mode. Why? Because you're sitting there looking out for them. You're constantly taking care of them, right? They have to be able to bring something to the table. Life is already hard enough on a lot of goddamn people. All right, don't make it harder by having crumb snatchers, having leeches around you. Right? That whole thing of, oh, that person fake, that person trying to sabotage me, that person trying to do this or trying to do that. Y'all say that about people that don't agree with you, but y'all need to be saying that about people that is around you just constantly taking from you. Constantly with a handout. Like you owe them something. Those are the people you got to watch out for. Okay? So, yeah, let's work on those things, because I need y'all to reflect on something for a second. Do you actually want ease or do you want relief from exhaustion? And relief from exhaustion, that's just taking a break, right? That's just sitting down. You run the marathon, you exhausted, all right? Let's walk for a second. Or do you want ease? I remember I was at a Misa and they went around, spirits going around. I was like, what do you want? What do you want? People was like, I want money, I want this, I want this. And he looked at me and I want to say, what did I say? I gave a one worder. I either said, I want, I think I said I wanted ease. I think I literally said I wanted ease. And he looked, and everyone looked at me confused. I said, I want ease. I was like, I want peace. Like, I don't want to have to work hard for money. I don't want to have to constantly live in stress and things like that, right? And then for a second, he's like, ah. You need to do this, and this, and this. Right? Because it literally can be things that's that simple. It just, you have to get out of your mind of, oh, well, if I do this, I don't want to upset them. I don't want to offend them. Offend them. Because they're going to go home and they're going to think about it. And then they're going to check themselves. Hopefully they check themselves. Right? And then there's going to be a change. Right? You have to begin to put yourself first. You want to get out of survival mode? Start putting yourself first. Put your joy, your happiness, your money, your peace, your everything first. And then take care of other people and watch your stress levels go down. Biggest thing is when it comes to work. We stress so much about, oh, going to work, I gotta be on time, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Stressing you out. And they might fire your ass that same day. Right? You having a bad day. Oh, well, I'm sure you're having a bad day, but you're fired. You think they care about what's going on in your life? So you need to put yourself first. Take care of yourself first. You don't get brownie points for struggling, sweetheart. Because you don't have to. You don't have to. Right? Ask for help. Check out your relationships with people and see who is constantly taking or who is giving. And that means you too need to stop being only a taker. There needs to be a balance with every relationship you have in your life. You constantly blowing up your friend phone and constantly spilling out trauma dumping and discussing your angers and frustration with that person, just emotionally dumping on that person. But you don't show up for that person. Damn, at least get them a gift. At least get them a bottle of wine. Take them out to dinner. When you take them out to dinner, don't talk about your problems either. God damn it. The hell you invite me to dinner to stress me out for? Could have stayed at home. Right? But do something nice for people. Show the people that it's in your life that you care for them. Show the people in your life that you care for them. And showing people that you care for them, it does not have to be something that is like over the top, over the wall. Okay? Oh, we are at 47 minutes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and cut this episode down. I was about to say short. It was supposed to be shorter. But we're just going to go ahead and end this where it's at because I feel like I'm going to just go on a ramble. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have not done so, again, please subscribe to Miss Opinionated via Apple Podcasts, via Spotify, via YouTube, and also follow us on Instagram at Miss Opinionated Podcast. I need you guys to rate this podcast and I need y'all to share it, please. Blow up the comment section. Let's get this thing going. Goddamn. Support me. Let me move this for a second. Yeah, I need y'all to support me. God damn it. And y'all have a great rest of your day. That's it. Let me get off here. Let me go drink me some water. Do something. I gotta get ready to drive across Houston. All right, y'all. Peace.